Hi everyone, I'm Kevin from CryptoCollege.cc, and in this quick video I'll explain under 5 minutes how the Bitcoin blockchain works. Alright, so let's get started. Bitcoin is a digital currency based on a computer code that enables free flow of digital currency securely from one person to another without the need for a bank or a third party of trust. So Bitcoin is basically a peer-to-peer currency whose transactions are conducted digitally and securely on something called the blockchain, which is basically a code that allows transaction information to be validated and recorded by a network of participating computers, often called miners. If you compare this to a typical transaction process we are all familiar with, such as bank transfer, here your money is held by the bank and transferred to someone else using the bank as trusted third party that keeps a track of the incomings and outgoings of your money to and from your account. The difference between these two types of currency transaction is that with Bitcoin and the blockchain, you own your money and what you do with it. And also, you can send it anywhere, anytime, without large fees being applied by banks. So it is a very efficient solution to moving money from one person to another. The method to transfer Bitcoin from one person to another is based on two key security principles: one public key and one private key. They're not actual keys, but encrypted pieces of code. So here's how it works. If person A wants to send some Bitcoin to person B, they send it to person B public key, which is also often referred to as an address. This address is very similar in the banking terms to your account number or your bank account number. Person A uses their private key to encrypt the transaction, and person B uses their private key to decrypt the transaction and get their Bitcoins. Using our bank example, this would be like the PIN code of your bank card. Now, instead of a bank verifying the transaction using their own system, the Bitcoin transactions are verified and validated by a huge network of computers scattered around the world and operated by what is called miners. And the miners use their computer to replicate between them on a Bitcoin public ledger a record of all transactions ever made. This makes the ledger immutable, which means it can never be changed or altered. And so every transaction is ultimately verified by this huge network, is not only guaranteed to be accurate, but will always be there, visible for anybody to see. So it's basically tamper-proof. Miners are rewarded in Bitcoin payments for putting their computational power and electricity at the disposal of the network to validate the transaction. To earn their Bitcoin reward, they look at all the transaction requests pending and then bundle them together into something called a block. But before they can add it to the blockchain, the mining computer needs to win something called a proof of work lottery. So how does this proof of work lottery work? Well, mining computer buy proof of work lottery tickets by solving blockchain computation based on the transaction they have gathered that consume energy. This is called hashing. Every 10 minutes or so, mining computers find a hash number derived from those computations that meets the lottery criteria. The mining computer announces to the network that it has won the lottery, and every other participant validates the claim by checking the transaction hash in the proposed block. If everything is okay, all the other participants write the new block into their copy of the Bitcoin ledger, and the miner who won the lottery receives some Bitcoin blockchain reward and some Bitcoin transaction fees. Should there be too many participants trying to win the proof of work lottery, the blockchain will increase the computational difficulty, meaning it will require more energy from the miners to have a chance to win. This will force out the most ineffective miners. The blockchain can also reduce the difficulty if there are not enough miners to ensure a good level of security. The need to buy a lottery ticket consuming energy and the adjustment for difficulty to win are self-regulated mechanisms that protect the Bitcoin blockchain from fraud or abuse. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this quick video on how the Bitcoin blockchain works. If you have any question, add a comment below, or if you want to learn more, please visit cryptocollege.cc or follow us on social medias at CryptoCollege33. And I'll see you in the next video.